Hello friends, welcome back. Imagine your Angular app crashes and all the user sees in a blank screen or a vague error. Not a great experience, right? In this video, we will fix that by implementing the global error handling in Angular. We'll catch the finder errors from the .NET Core Web API, display a clean message with the Toastr, and even include a request ID for the support team to check further. Come, let's get started. This video is part of the full stack development video series. We were building the online certification platform application using the Angular 19 and .NET Core 9 web API and a lot many Azure services. So this is part of the video series, and so come, let's dive in. Alright, so let's see a quick demo. So this is our Angular application and we have a backend API running. And if you want to check the code, if you're new to this video, go to this GitHub. If you're new to this course, if you're new to this video, go to github.com/learnsmartcoding. Under the repository, search and filter with the smart, you will see the series videos, application here. So like I said, we were building Angular 19, .NET Core 9 Web API and Azure Functions and a lot many stuff, right? So the repositories are here and we're dealing with this one and this one. Okay, I'm going to show you the code which we implemented in this Angular 19. Let's take a look at the demo. So I'm on the application and let's say the user goes to this course and suddenly there's an error, right? Let's try one more time. I'm going to go to course and I can see an error, but it is not just giving a bad response, but it just also says it's a server error and it's on our side. Like it's not user's fault, and it also shows some nice request ID coming up here. And from where this is coming up, if you see, the API itself is returning a proper response. It also includes the request ID, trace ID. This is what we are showing it in a nice message. But in the previous video, we also showed you how this API is responding with these kind of information, right? So if you have not seen that, I will give the link in the description. You can take a look at that video as well. So let's assume the API is returning a proper response like this. How do we show such nice message? It's very simple. I opened up the UI code. And if you see, there are a lot many services, right? Each services is calling multiple APIs, but we don't want it to write some, error handling logic in each APIs. Instead, what we can do is we can create an interceptor. Interceptor is nothing but it will intercept all the outgoing HTTP requests and some actions can be taken. So it's like a middleman. When you initiate a call, the call goes through that middleman. Middleman will then, call the other one. Imagine like that. When it comes back to the middleman. Middleman will then return the response here. So the middleman, in this case. So we have an HTTP error interceptor, which will implement the HTTP interceptor that's coming from the Angular HTTP module. So all what it is doing is, like I said, it's just a middleman. It is going to get the request, and if the response, when it comes back, if the response is 500 and there is an error status, then we will call this function. This function will just read the message. Especially, we know there is something called request ID in the property that's coming from the web API. That's how we design it. We show this in the Toastr. That's it. And then we just configure the Toastr to make the Toastr to stay there until the user clicks on it. Okay, or hover on it. And that's it. And then we throw the error back and we're done. And then once you have configured this interceptor, you just need to configure this interceptor in the app.config under here. So after this, we just configured the interceptor. This is like a middleware in .NET Core. That's why it's like a middleware in .NET Core. Okay, so interceptor is nothing but to intercept the outgoing traffic, like any endpoints that we are called, and then it will take some action based on what we write. That's it. This is the simplest code, and nothing else is there. The code is there, and this is how you show some nice thing to the users. This way we handle it gracefully and we don't also blow up on our front end side. Alright, so if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, share this with your friends, and if you have any questions, do let me in the comment section. Continue to watch the video series. We have a lot many good stuff coming up with the .NET Core and the Azure services. So stay tuned guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more tech tutorials. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Happy coding!